Welcome to Life in Real Time with Lucia, the podcast where we capture the essence of raw, unfiltered conversations and where we will dive deep into the journey of life. No topic is off limits here, and things can get real, really real. This is your space for open, honest, and sometimes messy discussions about everything that life throws our way. The good, the bad, and the downright chaotic. Some episodes will be unscripted, where anything can happen, and others will be carefully crafted to explore thought-provoking themes. A fair warning, though, that this is rated adult, and yes, that means that the language might get a little colorful at times, but hey, that's life in real time, right? So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and join me on this unpredictable adventure through life's ups and downs, and everything in between. Let's keep it raw, keep it real, and above all, let's keep it honest. I'm Lucia, and this is Life in Real Time. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again. Today we are going to be talking about following your dreams no matter your age. I know many of us are told that we're too old for this or too old for that. But today, I want to challenge that mindset because age is just a number. And we're going to talk about why it's never too late to chase your dreams. But before I go on, I have to get the legal stuff out of the way. The following content may contain radical ideas such as self-improvement, chasing dreams, and believing in yourself. Side effects may include increased confidence, motivation, and an uncontrollable urge to take action. If you're looking for excuses to stay exactly where you are, this may not be the podcast for you. The content in this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. While we may challenge limiting beliefs and encourage personal growth, we are not responsible for any life-changing decisions you make as a result. Any actions you take based on this content are entirely at your own risk. We do not provide professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. If you need guidance in those areas, please consult a qualified professional. Oh, that was a mouthful in itself. Whew. Well, I want to share with you that when I started to pursue my dreams, I did have that little voice in the back of my head that kept saying, don't you think it's just time to give it up? Or, it's a little late. But then I realized that, hang on a second, these are my dreams. And I'm not about to put them on the shelf just because of a number. I have dreams. I do. Some of them haven't come to fruition yet. Oh, but trust me, I'm working on it. We have this idea that age should keep us back from doing certain things. And why do we feel this way? Well, let's talk about it. We live in a society where there's this pressure to achieve success in our younger years. Be it business, be it relationships, personal accomplishments. We're taught that success has an expiration date. I want to know who the hell set up those rules, because the myth that you should have your shit together by a certain age is the dumbest myth I have ever heard. Think about it. When we're expected to have everything figured out in our 20s, this is when most of us are still trying to understand or figure out who we even are. We make mistakes, we learn, we grow, but somehow we're supposed to have our careers locked down, relationships sorted, families started, and financial stability secured before we even understand what we want in life. And that's just insane. I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I had a completely different vision of what success meant. I thought also by a certain age, I would have checked off all of the so-called milestones: the perfect job, picture perfect family, the house, the financial security, all of that wrapped up in a neat little bow. But life just doesn't work that way. And honestly, thank God it doesn't. Imagine if your younger self dictated the entire course of your life. Would you even want the same things now? Because I know I wouldn't. Our dreams change. What excites us at 25 may not fulfill us at 50, and that's a good thing. Success should never be tied to a timeline. It should be tied to passion, should be tied to fulfillment and growth. And the only real deadline is the one that you set for yourself. And let's not forget, many of the rules, quote unquote rules, we've been conditioned to believe were created by people who had their own fears and limitations as well. And the people who tell you, or you're too old to start over, those are the people, those are the ones who are too scared to start something new themselves. We have to keep in mind that their doubts are not our reality. So this outdated mindset, we need to throw that out the window. Whether you're 20, 40, 60, or beyond, the only thing that determines whether or not you should go after something is you. You decide when your story gets rewritten. And I'm sure you've heard it. I wish I could do that, but I'm too old. Or I wish we can go on this trip, but it's not for us anymore. Or, yeah, I shouldn't wear that, at my age, it's not for my... Come on. Some people believe that once we hit a certain age, the window of opportunity just slams shut. But that's not true. Some of the most inspiring success stories come from people who did not allow their age to define their potential. For example, this guy's a perfect example, the KFC guy, Colonel Sanders. He was 65 years old when he started his franchise, his KFC franchise. That's an age when most people are thinking about retirement. Not this guy. He launched a business empire. Imagine if he had said to himself, "Oh, it's too late for me." Amazing, 65 years old. Then we have the famous American folk artist, Grandma Moses. She didn't even pick up a paintbrush till she was in her 70s. Her younger years were spent working on a farm, raising kids, just handling life's responsibilities. But when she finally had a time to explore her passion, her artwork became world famous. And this woman proved that creativity and her personal fulfillment didn't expire with age. It just evolved. Vera Wang. She's one of the biggest names in fashion, but did you know that she didn't design her first wedding dress until she was 40? She was a figure skater before and a journalist. These are just a few examples. Examples of people who were not afraid. They broke the age barrier and redefined what success can look like. And their stories should remind us all that it's never too late to start something new. It's never too late to chase a passion. Never too late to make big life changes. Because the truth is, age doesn't limit potential. It just fuels it. Look at it this way. When you're older, you have the power of experience. With age comes wisdom, right? And we've all heard that saying. But I don't think that we give it enough credit. Think about all the experiences, all the challenges, all the life lessons that you've gained over the years. Every mistake you made, every setback that you faced, and every time that you thought you couldn't do something, and you just pushed through it. all of those things that you've come across, the setbacks and the mistakes, you just pushed through it anyways, didn't you? This all adds up to something powerful, and it's called resilience. So let's say you want to write that book that you've been thinking about for years, or start a business. Maybe you want to take up painting, or even acting, whatever lights a fire in you. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting with decades of lived experience that will shape your work in ways it never could have when you were younger. It's like when you're young and you're in the kitchen, you're following the recipe book and you're following it to a T because you don't want to mess it up. But when you've been in the kitchen for years, you know how to tweak the ingredients. You make it your own. That's what following your dreams later in life is like. You're bringing a lifetime of skill, a lifetime of insights, and confidence. You bring that all in with you. So if you've been telling yourself that it's too late to pursue something, I'm going to challenge you to flip that mindset, because it's not too late. It might actually be the perfect time for you. And I get it. There are a few of you right now saying to yourself, okay, come on, let's just get real here. Okay, you got to get real. But the only reason why you're thinking that is because you have the little voice in your head telling you that it's too late. You have these self-doubts. What if I fail? What if people judge me? Again, you're letting people, get in your head there, and the hamster's on the wheel and it's going. I understand all that. I understand that. And I understand also, let's face it, let's look at social media, right? It doesn't help us. It's filled with 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds that, they're launching their businesses, they're writing bestseller novels, living what looks like to be the perfect life. And here you are starting later. It is easy to fall in that comparison trap, and the gears will start turning in your head, and you start to wonder if you've missed your window. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is normal. It's a sign that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, which is exactly what growth requires. You're going to be scared, but fear isn't your enemy here. This is all proof that you're pushing yourself towards something meaningful. Instead of letting fear stop you, work with it. Acknowledge it. But don't let it make the decisions for you. The people who achieve their dreams aren't necessarily fearless. They just don't let the fear hold the pen while they're writing their story. That is the mindset. But we need also to move. Let's get real. We need to move beyond the mindset. We have practical obstacles that we need to face, obviously. Maybe you have some financial concerns. Maybe you have kids, grandkids, a demanding job, or just, other responsibilities that take up your time and your energy. And then you start to think, well, how can I do this? How can I make room for my dreams when I can barely keep up with my daily life? Yeah, valid question. Very valid. The truth is that yes, life will throw obstacles your way. There's never going to be a perfect time. I can tell you that. That's why the key is prioritizing. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight to start working towards your dream. Sometimes it's about finding those small pockets of time in between, whether it's waking up 15 minutes earlier, cutting back on things that just drain your energy, instead of spending, an hour on your cell phone just going through TikTok or going through other social media platforms or whatever it is. You can enjoy TikTok, social media, Facebook, whatever it is, Twitter, whatever it is that you have, but cut back a little bit and take time for yourself. You can also have an honest conversation with your family about it. Have an honest conversation with your spouse. It's not selfish to pursue your dreams. When you take the time to do something that fuels your soul, it's not just benefiting you. You're showing up as a better, happier, and a more fulfilled version of yourself for everyone around you. So don't feel guilty for, taking the time out for your goals, because your dreams matter just as much as anyone else's. You're going to be faced with obstacles. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've gone through the same thing. There are a lot of things that I would like to do with my life. I have one in fruition at this moment. Yes, there are some roadblocks, but the biggest game changer for me has been breaking things down into small, manageable steps. When we think about a big goal, for example, writing a book, launching a business, switching careers, it can feel overwhelming. But success isn't about these massive leaps. It's about the consistency of moving forward. So if you want to write a book, maybe just start with 1 page a day. If you want to start a business, you can spend 15 minutes researching your industry. If you want to learn a new skill, commit to one small lesson a week. These are all micro actions that may not feel like you're doing much at the moment, but over time, it builds momentum for you. Another thing that can help you is also accountability and support. Tell a friend, tell your partner, like I mentioned before, share it with your partner. If you have a mentor, have someone check in on you, someone to encourage you and remind you why you started all of this. Most importantly, though, give yourself grace. Progress isn't always linear. Some days you are going to feel productive, and other days you're going to feel stuck. But as long as you keep moving, even slowly, you're still moving forward. So if you've been waiting for a sign to start, this is it. The obstacles will always be there. But remember, so will the opportunities. The only thing standing between you and your dream is the decision to take that first step. Oh, but how do I begin? I don't know how to take the first step. Well, here's my advice to you. Just start where you are. Start exactly where you are. You do not need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't even need to feel ready. You just need to start. Maybe that means write down your ideas. Maybe sign up for a class. Dedicate 10 minutes a day to your goal. The key here is to take action, no matter how small, because the action is going to build momentum. And once you start, you'll begin to see opportunities that you've never even noticed before. The one thing that I have learned myself is that dreams evolve. Sometimes the dream we start with isn't the one that we end up pursuing, and that's part of the journey. We need to be open to shifts, and we also need to be open to changes. Maybe you wanted to start a business, but along the way you discovered that mentoring others is truly what makes you happy and what lights you up. Maybe writing a book was a dream for you, but as you went along, you realized that speaking or maybe a podcast was a better fit for you. You need to give yourself permission. You need to give yourself permission to grow and adapt. The goal isn't perfection. The goal here is to continue moving forward. We need to keep, or you need to keep, your vision alive, because you're going to have those moments where you're going to lose motivation. Life is going to get busy. Obstacles are going to get in the way. Things may not happen as quickly as you thought they would. But that is why it's very important and essential to stay connected to your dream. Write things down. Put it on a vision board. A lot of people love vision boards. If that's your thing, create a vision board. Talk about it with someone you trust, someone who's going to support you. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and who remind you of why you're starting all this. Keep in mind that the negative feedbacks or discouraging comments have no place in this equation. Share your dreams and goals with people who align with your energy, because your dreams matter and they are worth your time, your energy, and your dedication. We're almost at the end of the podcast, so I'd like to recap a couple of things. Number one, it's never too late to follow your dreams. Your age, experiences, and wisdoms are strengths. They're not limitations. Persistence is everything. Number two, persistence is everything. Success doesn't come from avoiding obstacles. It comes from pushing through them. Number three, the real reward isn't just achieving your dream. It's the person you become in the process. Number four, start where you are. Stay open to change and find ways to keep your vision alive. If no one has told you today, let me be the first one. I believe in you. I don't care how old you are, what your past looks like, or what doubts you've been holding on to. Your time is now. You have something special to offer the world. We all have something special to offer the world. Your dreams are valid, and the only thing standing between you and them is your decision to take the first step. I would love to hear from you. Do you have any dreams? Are you holding on to any dreams? Are you taking any steps forward today? I would love it if you'd like to share your story with me. If you want to message me on social media, send me an email. I'd love to support you in your journey. And as always, remember to keep living life in real time. I am your host, Lucia. Until next time, go after what sets your soul on fire. Thank you.